South Africa win the first ODI against Ireland quite comprehensively. And I'm happy about the victory because we needed a win. But there are some major talking points that we need to talk about still on today's show. Regardless of the win, there are some things that we must speak about. But I'm very happy that South Africa got over the line today and they managed to get a victory in a match on a difficult, I would say, in relatively difficult conditions, I would say. Particularly the way the ball was moving off the pitch. If you bowl the correct lines and lengths, it can be quite tricky. But there's a lot to speak about besides the victory. There were definite talking points and definite periods within the game that we can improve on. So yeah, I'm happy that we got a win because we do want to see us win, regardless of whether we are giving new people an opportunity or not. There are still very important talking points that we need to discuss. But before we get going, before we get started, there's a couple of things I'd like you guys to please do. First and foremost, subscribe. Keep that notification bell for all future videos, please. I went and clicked the completely wrong button there. So subscribe to the channel, click that notification bell for all future videos. I would also like you guys to please smash the like button, comment and share. As soon as we end the stream, please go and comment in the comment section below as well, because it really helps the video uh, a hell of a lot when you guys do so. I will try to reply to as many comments as I possibly can in the live in the comment section. Please also support us by subscribing to Cricket Fanatics Magazine monthly. Every issue is 100% free, straight to your inbox every month. Link is on the screen as well as in the description. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. There's a lot for us to discuss. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Cricket Fanatics Magazine. This is your review show. I'm your host, Khalid. And this is the show that where we talk about everything that happened in the first ODI between South Africa and Ireland. You have to get my words together there. Anyway, so first and foremost, guys, South Africa have won this match by 139 runs. So it was a very comprehensive victory for South Africa. But there are some major talking points that we need to discuss. Let's start off with what happened in the match for those that didn't get an opportunity to watch this match. South Africa won the toss and they elected to bat first. So that's the most important thing that we get from the toss, is that South Africa won it. Now, when you look at the wicket, I do think that it was the right decision to do so, because I think the dew later on in the day and the pitch, um, that it was the correct decision to make. Right. So, in my opinion, I think that they didn't. For me, they didn't apply themselves correctly. If you batted with patience on this wicket, I think there was enough on the surface. The surface was easy enough for us to be able to actually put on a decent score of 300, like plus. That's what I thought would have been a very, very good score and a solid score on this particular wicket. And you could see this by the way Ryan Rickleton and Tristan Stubbs conducted themselves on this pitch. They were patient. They didn't play overly attacking, and they didn't try and play at every single delivery either. And that's something that I feel we should definitely consider when we are looking at the other performances that failed today. Tony Rizorzi today, I was disappointed. I don't. He didn't execute his pull shot correctly. Lost his wicket. Pavuma did get a good delivery, but I think that his defensive block would have been a lot better than it was, more solid than it was. I think that Rassi van der Dussen played at the ball that was on fifth, sixth stump that he didn't need to play on. It was missing anyway. Rather not, don't play, rather leave it. And when it comes to Ryan and Tristan, absolutely fantastic. Great performance by the two younger guys in the side. They were controlled, measured, clinical when they needed to be. Ryan scored 91 of 102 balls, 7 4s and 3 6s at a strike rate of 89.21. Tristan Stubbs, he scored 79 of 86, 2 4s, 4 6s, a strike rate of 91.86. So they were crucial to South Africa's performance today because by the time that Tristan Stubbs walked out to the middle, South Africa were 39 for 3 after 8.6 overs. So basically at the end of the ninth over. And I was worried at that point that this was going to be another embarrassment and I would be sitting here talking to you guys again about losing to a team that we should beat. And that's no dig at Ireland, but South Africa should be beating Ireland. Considering that we were semi finalists not so long in the last World Cup, we should be beating Ireland when it comes to these ODIs, even with a team that is not full strength, because these guys that are next in line, we've opted not to go for youth, like very, very young guys. We've gone for the guys that have experience in domestic cricket and have been performing over a long period of time. So they should be players that are next in line. So that's something that we need to consider, and that's something that we need to take into account because these guys are supposed to be able to transition to international cricket a lot faster than maybe some of the younger talents that we are not giving opportunities. So yeah, I would like to see that. But what concerns me here is that it's again the senior guys that are not stepping up. The guys that are part of that first 11 of that are part of our best 11, they are not stepping up in these matches of that we've seen so far in the UAE in Abu Dhabi. But hats off to Tristan Stubbs and Ryan Nicholton today because they were amazing. 152 of 155 balls was their partnership, and it was I would say an inning saving partnership definitely from the two of them. They were absolutely fantastic, and I have to give them credit for that because they definitely kept South Africa in this match. Now, they did lose their wickets in quick succession, just an over apart from each other. Uh, they By the time Tristan Stubbs lost his wicket, we were just too shy of 200, and that kind of changed the game into Ireland's favor. And we were after that we were looking for to put on extra runs so that we could maybe get to 250 as a minimum. That would have been our minimum requirement on today's wicket, I think, given the circumstances. I mean, I obviously thought this 270, 280 plus is supposed to be decent. The pass score is like 251 on this wicket. So anywhere, anywhere, anything more than 250, you stand a chance in the match. And I have to give credit to Bjorn Fortuin for the way he batted today, and Lungi Ngidi, because the two of them actually put on 28 runs. If you count their runs and add it together, it's 48 runs that they actually put on for the team. They were crucial to getting South Africa past 254. Well, Bjorn definitely was. And at least he got us to the 250 mark past the pass score. So credit goes to him for the way he batted today. He batted well, I think, on this wicket, and he looked decent until he gave his wicket away. And Lungi Ngiri, I mean, 1416, 20 of 17, a strike rate of 117.64. Very good from him at the tail end there to really take us to that 271 for 9 mark. And they prevented us from getting bowled out, which would have been also quite embarrassing if we got bowled out before the end of the game. So at least we batted our full 50 overs, and we put on a competitive total. Criticism goes to Vian Mulder, I think, to an extent, not hectically, but to an extent, because I do feel that he should have been the guy there at the end that saved us and pushed us forward, and maybe hung around there with Tristan Stubbs, um, or and with I mean, and with Andile Pechlekwayo. I mean, let's just start with first Vian before I get to Andile, and just like that, um, we know that at that point when he lost his wicket, it was in a crucial time where we were heading into that area of the match where you try and kick on and you want your batters to be there to do so. So he didn't read the change of pace at all, and he pulled way too early and straight to deep mid wicket. So it wasn't a great performance from him, I don't think. But let's just talk about the one player I think at this moment in time, I don't still don't understand why they are giving him opportunities, and that is Andile Pechlekwayo. He batted really poorly today. I mean, it was a very novice shot, and I think he knew that because he himself was embarrassed. He covered his face with the bat as he was walking off. Um, he was clearly embarrassed by that, and then on top of it, he doesn't bowl today. So if he's in the team for his batting, then I don't understand really why. Um, if they want to give all rounders opportunities, there are plenty of other all rounders maybe that they can give opportunities. And how he got a contract this year is worrying to me because I don't think he's earned it based on his performances. He's been in he hasn't been in the greatest of form for a long time now. And even when he has gone to domestic cricket, he hasn't performed there either. So consistently enough. And I do think that if he wants to play for the Proteas, I think maybe a good stint in domestic cricket for a year or so, like they're doing with Janaman Malan. They've sent him back to domestic cricket to try and regain his spot and perform there so that he can get an opportunity to play again. And unfortunately, in my opinion, I don't think that Andile should be in the side personally. Uh, but maybe I'm being overly critical. But in my opinion, I don't think he's shown me enough in the chances that he's getting and the chances that he has been getting. So yeah, that's the major. That's probably the biggest criticism for me of the day. But we put 271 on the board. We did struggle a little bit to play these batters. I mean, they were getting good movement of the pitch, and at one stage I was like, "Oh, did we make the wrong decision?" And then I thought again, you know, I thought again about it, and I was like, "No, I do feel that they are just misreading the conditions here, or just not being patient enough. You don't have to play at every delivery in ODI cricket." And I don't know because me personally, I've said this so many times on this channel. I hate that they're mixing up the formats like this. You play so many T20s, and then all of a sudden you have to play Test or ODI cricket. That must affect your technique because in T20 cricket you are programmed mentally, and almost your instincts and your twitch muscles are almost programmed to want to go and attack all the time. And you play at deliveries and you are attacking towards deliveries that you might not normally play at in ODI cricket or Test cricket. Those are the type of deliveries that you're actually going after in T20 cricket, and it almost becomes like instinct and a part of your instinct. And so to switch back and then play again and then to play again in an ODI where you need to go a little bit slower and learn how to leave, sometimes that can trigger you. And those are the type of things that I do feel that they're not considering when they do plan these tours and we go play multi-format games like this. But I prefer obviously always to have an ODI series and a T20 after that. So have the test series, then ODIs, and then T20s if you have a full series. That's how I prefer for things to go when you are organizing tours, etc. But yeah, I'm not going to get my wish. We know what the big money draw is, and that is obviously T20. I mean, I went to the SA20 auction yesterday, and I can just see how much money is invested into it. I mean, the amount of money that's in T20 cricket, it's just mind-boggling. How much they can use to, how much they use to spend on so many things. Like, I mean, for the auction, for example, I mean, madness. We went to the West End, and that's quite a posh, expensive place in Cape Town. And the event was magnificent. I don't have anything bad to say about it. It was excellent. Got to talk to a lot of people, Dale Steyn and Donovan Ferreira and Gerald Coetzee. Had nice long chats with them. Ashwell Prince, Fanny Barnes. So there was Richard Das Neves, Mashimbi as well, Mandla Mashimbi. So I had a good time there actually, and got to speak to catch up with a lot of people and have conversations with them. So it was nice to mingle with all of them and talk to them again and catch up. It's good to hear from Gerald as well. I had a nice long conversation with Gerald, and he seems like he's in good nick, and I'm hoping that he's going to be back soon. From my conversation with him, it seems like he's on track to be back very soon. So I'm hoping that he is back soon from his injury, and they're obviously on a rehabilitation at the moment. Him and Marco, as we know, but they're at the end of it now. So hopefully we'll see them back in the mix because we need them. I believe in both of those players. Let's get back into the match. South Africa's bowling today, I loved it. Clinical, everybody on the money today. Lungingiri was brilliant. 2 for 35 of 6 overs. Even though he was our most expensive player, his economy was 5.83, but he was good today. I think he utilized the little swing that was on offer. His lines and lengths were tight. He didn't give too much away. I mean, obviously 2 wides. He did bowl that, and he only got hit for 1 6 and 3 fours today. But he got 2 wickets for 35, and that was very important. He got Pearl Sterling, which was the captain early on, and then he stopped Mark Adair from really settling in. So 2 very good wickets from him. I think he was brilliant. Otniel Bartman got his maiden wicket in ODIs, 1 for 24 in his 6 overs. Economy rate of 4, very good. Got hit for no sixes today, just fours, no extras as well. Bjorn Fortuin was good today as well, 2 for 28 in his 6.5 overs. He was crucial to obviously ending the game as well. He took the last wicket of the day, but he was also he was good, in my opinion, in the role that he was given. Could have been maybe a little bit more clinical with regards to that, but I mean, he didn't get hit for a lot of boundaries. Only 1 6 and 2 fours today, so he was good. But Vian Mulder was okay, 1 for 11, 3.66. Only got hit for 1 boundary, so he was good today. He bowled tight lines and lengths and kept it on a good length and kept cramping the opposition for space, so that was good. But the man of the day, the man that deserves all the credit and the man that deserves a hell of a lot of praise today, in my opinion, is Lazard Williams. Lazard Williams. 4 for 32. Economy of 3.20. Only went for 1 6 and 3 fours. Only bowled 1 wide and 1 no ball. He was really good. He started off a little bit shaky at the beginning. Wasn't completely consistent, but as he grew into the match, he got a lot more clinical. He got a lot more controlled. He got a lot more consistent. And I thought he was brilliant, especially that um, Balburney wicket was fantastic. And I think he played a really good game today. For me, in contention for man of the match, because I do feel his contribution was key for us to throttle them the way we did. He put a stop to any of the batters that were starting to get some momentum. Curtis Camphor was looking like he was going to score runs again against South Africa. In fact, he was their top scorer today with Balburney. He got 20 of 36. But but Williams put a stop to him, and then he followed that up with Hector's wicket. Oh, sorry, with Hector, with Tector, with Tector's wicket as well. So he was really good, and he deserves a hell of a lot of credit. I think he bowled very well today. Um, so yeah. Oh, and another criticism which I didn't dive into: we need to start seeing runs from our captain. Temba has been in very bad form, a very, very bad run of form recently, and he needs to come right. But I think he's earned the right to be able to have a little bit of a prolonged run, just like Aiden Markram has deserved to have a prolonged run as a T20 captain. So I think he deserves more time, and I hope that in the second ODI and third ODI he can maybe score some runs. But yeah, it needs to be spoken about. I mean, his form hasn't been that great. So that's something that we need to that he needs to improve ASAP. But yeah, overall, I'm happy that we got the victory. But we need to sort out that batting, man. Our experienced players need to perform. And Rassi van der Dussen, Temba Bavuma, Tony Rizzosi. I hope Tony's okay. It looked like a very bad. That looked really bad on TV and in the replays, the way his knee jammed into the grass. I'm going to be extremely upset if we lose Tony Rizzosi, because that means if it's a serious knee injury, he's probably out for the Test series as well. So that's a major concern, um, because that looked really, really painful and really bad. So I really hope that he that is not serious. And if it's something that is minor, rest him out of precaution, please, because we can't lose him for the Test series. I think Coach Shukri will be peeved off if he's carrying a niggle and then Coach Rob decides to play him. I think Coach Shukri will be peeved off. I'll definitely be peeved off, but who cares what I think? But I would definitely be peeved off. Get Calvarena in there now, because I'm worried about that knee personally. Uh, the way Andile is playing, you might as well also give Jason Smith a chance. And why not? Let's see what he can do. Give him the last two T20, two ODIs. It's now been a long run of bad form in crossed white ball formats for Andile, and I'm a little bit worried about that. I think he does need to go back to domestic cricket and start piling on runs there, bat high up in the order, and show us why he should be in the Proteas team again. But I mean, he's contracted now, so I don't know what's in the contract with regards to how much game time he needs to get. But anyway, let's get into some of the live chats. I'll start with um, Lawrence. I don't think our batters are very assured in their defense. We're playing at balls we shouldn't be playing at, and we get bowled through the gate far too easily. It's been a trend on this tour, 100%. I don't know, and like I said, I don't know how much T20 cricket has had an influence on that. Um, it's almost like we not expecting good deliveries in a way, which is something that you must expect in the longer format, because you get the one thing that you can guarantee in ODI and 50 of ODI and Test cricket is that you are going to get a large amount of really good deliveries. In T20 cricket, you can probably expect that the bowler is going to mix it up and try something new and maybe be a little bit inconsistent with his lines and lengths. Although in World Cups, we've seen that bowlers have gotten a hell of a lot of success by bowling test lengths and ODI lengths, and gotten a lot of wickets doing so because of the consistency. It makes it very hard to score if you bowl very good balls consistently. So it's almost like they don't expect it in a way, and that's a bit of a concern for me. PBG3 says, hope Andile Similani would get some chance in some time. Yeah, he's not in this squad, so I don't think he'll get the time now. I'm hoping that he gets more chances for SAA then, if they're not going to play him for the Proteas yet. Maybe they're just waiting for the right time for him. Um, Suraj says Ryan Rickleton is a real and proper replacement and aggressor of Quentin de Kock and deserves regular proper opportunities and backing. Yeah, he is getting that now. I feel that they are now on course to doing so. Sabio says man of the match was Ryan Rickleton. My man of the match would have been um, Lazard Williams, just because he actually was key to stopping Ireland from chasing a total that was decent but not great. He was very important to us doing that. Um, yeah, I'm not going to get into that. 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 Maybe we understand your opinion and your views on Bavuma. You don't have to repeat it 5,000 times in the live chat. It's spoiling the chat. We want to talk about the game, and we want to talk about the Proteas in a positive manner, not in a negative manner all the time. So please try and contribute in the live chat with something that is constructive. Lawrence, really hope TDZ is okay. Look at Rodri the other day. One could easily do MCL. Yeah, that's my concern. Knee injuries are tough. Um, I did criticize Bavuma, and I also criticized Tony. I also criticized um, Rassi van der Dussen because he's got a duck today and went out in the worst manner out of the three today. Ched says Andile's contract should be revoked, in my opinion. Why was Jason Smith not given an opportunity in the series? Baffling. Ryan Rickleton looking like a possible replacement for Verena in all formats. In all formats. We will have to see in Test cricket because I think Kyle's starting to find his feet in Test cricket. And he hasn't had enough chances in ODI cricket. But Ryan Rickleton, definitely for me in white ball cricket, he's entertaining to watch. I enjoy watching him bat. I always have. Vishal says South Africa needs general all-rounders like Dean Forrester, Potgieter. Yeah, and funnily enough, Dean Forrester didn't get picked up in the auction at the T20 auction. So what is it? Given people's like reaction to Pavuma not getting picked up in the live chat, what does it say about Dean Forrester and so many other South Africans that didn't get picked up in the auction? There are a lot of South Africans that didn't get picked up in the auction as well. I wouldn't have signed Bavuma, but just because he's not a good T20 player doesn't mean he's not a good ODI and Test player. So I don't see that as a diss necessarily if you want to try and diss him all the time. Ryan Nicholson can play as pure batter. He's such. That's what I've always said. We don't necessarily have to pick him as a wicket keeper. He's good enough to play as a batter alone. And I liked him at the top of the order. It's going to be interesting what they do there with regards to that. They could possibly play even Temba and Rickleton at the top, and then have even Tony at 3. Because then that at least gives you that left hand, right hand combination at the top of the order. But I think Rian Rickleton is starting to find his feet in both T20s and ODIs now. We need to really consider how we're going to fit him in the team, in my opinion. I think he can be that. He can be a replacement for Quinton de Kock for the two formats. I mean, we must find a way how, if we can fit him in or not. We've got a lot of talented batters now at the moment, and we need to really consider how we're going to balance them all out and who we're going to give those positions. And Coach Rob, I think, is doing a good job at giving opportunities to players and allowing us as fans to see what they can do. I think in the next match, we're definitely going to need. I would like to see Jason Smith get given an opportunity instead of Andile Pekrekwayo, or they could even play the extra batter in Calvarena instead of Andile. I mean, you can have Ian Mulder at 7 even, and I think that would be a good position for him too. Given that Andile didn't even bowl today, that might be a good option, to have uh, Calvarena in that batting lineup as well, just to boost it. For me, Varane is a very different batter to Ryan Rickleton. You in white ball cricket, you can't really put them against each other. I think they're very different batters, and they bat in different positions, and their roles are different when it comes to batting. So personally, I wouldn't put them against each other. I wouldn't necessarily do that. Um, but I would like to see more in ODI cricket. I mean, it's crazy. He goes to county cricket and he tears it up there, 50 and a century already in his time there. He's already a well-liked player in the county that he's playing at, and needed one. He's needed there. So it's crazy. And near the ball swings and all of those things. Why can't he do it in the Proteas shirt is the question more consistently. But anyway, guys, that's all I got for you today. Thanks a lot for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to smash the like button, comment, share, and subscribe. It's very important that you guys do so. Subscribe and click that notification bell for all future videos, please. And also comment in the comment section after we end the stream. It really helps the channel out a lot when you guys do so. I'll try to reply to as many comments as I can when the time comes. But yeah, for me, looking ahead at the next match, I would like to see Jason Smith come in for Andile and or Calvarena come in for Andile for the next match. And yeah, I think the rest stay the same. We can maybe consider playing Nandre because he hasn't really played that much either, but I would rather like to save Nandre for Test cricket and not overexert him going into the Test series against Bangladesh. I'm just worried about Tozozi at the moment and his knee. So that's a little bit of an issue as well. But if Tozozi is out, then it's easy because you can just bring Carl straight in and then you can bring Jason Smith in for Andile still. I, I'm getting frustrated with Andile, and it's maybe a little bit unfair on my part, and maybe the way I'm addressing it is a little bit harsh, but I'm just getting really frustrated with him because I expect more from Andile. Being a contracted player and a senior player, I expect him to be more consistent. And at the moment, he just hasn't been. But anyway, guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And I'll see you guys again with another show very soon. Stay safe. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Peace out.